Hey guys, this is Link the Halo here. If you're looking for the next part in my Amnesia Debunker playthrough, well, I'm sorry, it's not coming. So in my Amnesia Debunker playthrough, I saved at a pretty bad time. I basically ruined my game, because I saved when the monster was in the safe room with me. So I started a new game, but this time I actually played through it myself, without recording anything. And I'm gonna be brutally honest with you guys, I didn't really like this game. After completing it, I was disappointed. Honestly, I was expecting much more from this game. And seeing those expectations not getting fulfilled, it just makes me disappointed. And honestly, given how the game has received so many great reviews so far, I'm a little bit unsure if I actually should be making this video. Because I have the feeling that I'm gonna get a lot of dislikes on this video. But I mean, if that's the case, then so be it. So first things first, let's talk about the price. The game is almost 25 euros. And the average time to beat this game is 3 hours. And there are probably a lot of players who managed to beat the game in much lesser time. I don't know about you, but I don't really feel good about paying 25 euros just for a 3-hour horror gameplay experience. I mean, that doesn't really make sense to me. The second thing I didn't really like about this game was that it felt too repetitive. So in Amnesia the Bunker, there are 5 different areas. We have the central parts of the bunker, we have the prison, soldier quarters, arsenal, and maintenance. So these are the areas you search for new items and for new key codes. And the thing is, you go back and forth between each area. And that's the main problem for me. The game quickly becomes repetitive, and I don't like that at all. I mean, I do understand that this kind of gameplay is what a lot of players wanted in the first place, but this kind of gameplay definitely isn't for me. The fourth thing I didn't like was that it felt more frustrating than a scary game, and I think the monster is one of the reasons why. Because after playing the game for a while, the monsters started to become more of a nuisance than a threat, which ruined the game experience for me. And I don't really like the fact that there is only one monster in the game, whereas in Amnesia The Dark Descent and Rebirth there were several monsters. And I got more scared playing those 2 games than what I got playing this one. And Amnesia Rebirth even made me freeze with fear when we first encountered the ghoul in the fort, which Amnesia the Bunker didn't manage to do. The fifth thing I didn't like was the small amount of attention to lore. Now here's the thing, I'm one of very few Amnesia players who find the lore in Amnesia to be interesting, which is also why I liked Rebirth in the first place, because I appreciated the story and the lore aspect of it, and I kind of expected this game to delve deeper in the lore, which I feel it didn't do. Because I expected the game to focus more on the Dark World, or the home world of Empress Tihana and Alexander of Brennenburg, and essentially tell us more about the otherworldly species, like what are their motives and what are they doing on Earth. And here's something that kind of bothers me. After the first Amnesia game, there has been no mention about Alexander of Brennenburg and what his life was like in the Dark World before he was banished and came to Earth. I feel like that character has been completely forgotten. And the last thing I didn't like about Amnesia the Bunker was the endings. As far as I know, there are 2 endings to this game. One where both you and the monster escape the bunker, and the other where only you escape. And after I watched the ending, I didn't feel rewarded. I mean, yes, you do escape the bunker, but then you hear the German soldiers in the background and you're presumably caught in the end. So I don't really know how I should be feeling after that. Like, what was the point in escaping if I'm just gonna be caught by the enemy anyway? So that's all the things I didn't like about this game, and I do wanna be extra clear. This is how I currently feel. These things may change, I might get attached to this game in the future, I might replay it, maybe I will get more attached to it then. Who knows? But that's the end of this video. Let me know down in the comments what you think about Amnesia the Bunker, and I'll see you in the next one.